Hi, I'm Sandra Wilson and I'm a clinical hypnotherapist who helps people with extreme sound sensitivity, also known as misophonia. So this video is, as it suggests in the title, are you feeling like you need to move house yet again? And I'm wondering, if you think about it, how many times have you moved to get away from noise? To get away from neighbours who drive you absolutely potty. And maybe some of you who are listening to this, you might have moved house so many times that it's just not possible to move again. You just feel that you just simply cannot move again. And it's like you've taken the problem around with you, hopping from house to house, and it's never really gone away because the neighbours, wherever you seem to move, they make noise that triggers you deeply. And I have actually met people in my practice who have done such extreme things, like bought houses, rented homes, literally in the middle of nowhere. Unfortunately, it doesn't always remove the problem. And I've said in quite a few videos before, it's not really the noise itself that's the problem. So when you decide to up sticks, hand your notice in or sell your property, to move away from people who are triggering you deeply, what is it that you are really running from? And of course you may be sitting there going, oh, of course it's the noise, you know, the music, the shouting, the noisy kids, the dogs barking, the doors slamming, etc., etc. And maybe you've had some kind of friction with those neighbours when you've had to ask them to try being a little more considerate. And here you are yet again in a position where you're having to consider moving. Now, have you ever thought that maybe it is a little bit of a pattern? And I'm not trying to suggest that it's your fault in any way, shape or form here, but something about the way your nervous system is processing other people's noise is not helpful to you, even though your nervous system is probably sitting there going, oh, well, I don't really see why I should have to put up with this. It's noisy, it's intrusive, it's destroying my peace. I can't work, I can't relax. And these people are selfish, they are, I don't know, just inconsiderate and all those other things I'm sure you've thought to yourself. But something is going on, right? And you know that and I'm sure you do know this, it's looking at it from a slightly more rational, calmer perspective, that you can't always expect to be living in complete silence, and people do have to get on with their lives, and that, I know you would have thought of that yourself, and it's not always helpful because misophonia is not a logical problem. So thinking about it logically is not necessarily going to be helpful, but something is going on beneath the surface, and your nervous system, for whatever reason best known unto itself, has decided that it does not like noise. It does not like certain types of noise, and certainly not from other people, certain people. And it's really interesting because I was actually helping somebody not very long ago who was experiencing this exact problem. She came to me when she just felt at the end of her tether with having to move yet again. We traced the problem way, way back. It had nothing to do really with noisy neighbours, but an event in her past had shaped the way her nervous system responded to perceived threat. And of course, it's a lot more complicated than that, but as a result of her working with me, she suddenly realised that it was all about control, and the frustration she was feeling personally was really like a dog chasing its tail. She was never really going to catch it. And yes, of course, we all deserve to live in peace. We all deserve to have quiet at night when we're trying to sleep, or working in peace. We don't want these people infiltrating our space, with noise. And if there is absolutely nothing more that you can do, and you have literally tried everything, the headphones, the talking to the neighbours, maybe even threats to go to the local authority or whatever, nothing has worked so far. So if there's nothing you can do, it really does become quite important that you start to think about things that you do have some control over on a deeper level, even if it doesn't feel that way. And of course, I'm talking about your thoughts, your feelings, your perception, what situations that have led to your nervous system being so sensitive to this stuff. Because you will never be free unless you train your mind to, I guess, for want of a better way of putting it, expand its tolerance window. So if you are noticing the urge to move yet again, and it just is not practical or desirable, you cannot do anything more about these neighbours and they're driving you potty, please consider getting in touch, because I might be able to help you. And I'm going to do another video another day this week talking a little bit more about how I work, and I'm also going to be publishing my brand new website, which is designed for sufferers of misophonia and extreme noise sensitivity. So I will be back with more content another day. Bye for now.